My name is Grace and I want to share my story. It is a story of struggles, dreams, and newfound hope. As a little girl, I was always quiet. My parents were strict and didn't allow me to have friends or play outside. They wanted me to focus only on my studies, so I spent most of my childhood obeying their rules. I longed to play with other children and explore my interests, but every time I asked, they said no. I didn't attend kindergarten like other kids, and when I finally started school, I felt anxious. How would I talk to the other students? I wondered. But over time, I made a few friends, though I still kept to myself, believing that staying quiet meant staying safe. One thing I loved was drawing, and I dreamed of joining art classes. But my parents dismissed the idea, telling me that art was a waste of time. My desires remained buried, and I continued following their expectations. When I turned 18, I met a boy named Ryan. He was tall with a bright smile and made me laugh. Around him, I felt truly happy for the first time. "You're beautiful, Grace," he told me, and those words made me feel special. We spent hours talking, sharing our dreams, and enjoying each other's company. But Ryan didn't believe in education the way my parents did. "Why do you need a degree?" he asked. "You can marry me instead." I was young and in love, and I believed he would take care of me. So I made a choice. I left my studies and married him, thinking love was all that mattered. First, everything seemed perfect. We were happy, and soon we had a daughter, Emma. She was a bundle of joy, always smiling and filling our home with laughter. But then, things started to change. Ryan became controlling. "Don't wear those clothes, Grace," he said. "Change your style." He disliked my tattoos and short hair. "Stay home with Emma," he insisted. "You don't need friends." Over time, Ryan grew distant. He started coming home late, claiming he was with his friends. I felt lonely and missed our conversations. Then one night he yelled at me, "You're not a good wife." His words crushed me, but I stayed because I loved him. One evening everything changed. Ryan hit me. I was in shock, unable to believe it had happened. I cried all night, feeling lost and helpless. I wanted to leave, but fear held me back. When I turned to my parents for support, they told me, "You're married now. Stay with your husband." Feeling trapped, I convinced myself that things would get better. Few months later, I became pregnant again. This time I had a son, Noah. He was my little angel, and I loved him dearly. But when I returned home from the hospital, Ryan barely acknowledged me. "Why are you back so soon?" he asked coldly. Then I discovered the worst. Ryan had another woman in his life. "She loves me more than you," he told me. His words shattered me. I wanted to leave, but I had no money, and I had 2 young children who depended on me. Ryan later joined the army and left us behind. "You can manage," he said, as if abandoning his family was no big deal. I was devastated. My father passed away, and my mother moved to another country, leaving me completely alone. One day, Ryan called me from the army. "I found someone new," he confessed. I refused to believe it. "Why?" I asked. "I'm happier with her," he replied. 3 months later, he called again. "I made a mistake. Please take me back." Despite everything, I still loved him, so I agreed. I hoped we could fix our marriage, but Ryan hadn't changed. He continued to hurt me, not physically, but with his words. We've now been married for 16 years. Ryan tries to be better, but his words still cut deep. I am 33 years old now, no longer the same girl I used to be. I am stronger, but some days I feel invisible. The only thing that keeps me going is my children. Emma, now 8, loves drawing and singing. Noah, 4, fills the house with his laughter and love for toy cars. They are my reason to keep moving forward. Then, one day, something unexpected happened. My neighbor Sophia knocked on my door. "Hi, Grace. Would you like to join me for tea?" she asked. I wanted to say no, but something in me said yes. I needed someone to talk to. "You are not alone," Sophia told me. Her words brought me to tears. That conversation changed my life. Sophia encouraged me to start working from home. I had never considered it before, but I decided to try. I began baking cakes and selling them. First, it was tough. I doubted myself. But my cakes were delicious, and soon people started placing more orders. For the first time in years, I felt proud of myself. One evening, Ryan came home and saw me baking. "Why are you doing this? You don't need to work," he said angrily. I looked him in the eye and said firmly, "I need to do this for myself and for the kids." For the first time, I stood up for myself. Ryan was shocked, but I felt empowered. I realized that I had to protect myself and my children. Life didn't change overnight, but I began setting boundaries. "If you hurt me again, I will leave," I told him. At first, he didn't take me seriously, but I stayed strong. Sophia introduced me to new friends, kind, supportive people who helped me rediscover myself. I started doing the little things I used to love. Cut my hair short again. I wore colorful clothes. For the first time in years, I felt like myself. One day, Emma looked at me and said, "Mom, you look so happy." Her words filled my heart with joy. Now I think about what I want in life. I want a safe, happy future for my children. I want to feel free. I don't know if Ryan will ever truly change, but I know that I have. I am no longer that scared, silent girl. Looking back, I feel a mix of pain and joy. There were times I thought I couldn't go on, but I've realized that every struggle, every choice, good or bad, has shaped my journey. I have learned to love myself. The wounds of the past still ache sometimes, but I know that happiness is not an instant destination. It is a path we must walk with courage and faith. I don't know what the future holds. Will I ever find complete peace? Will I ever feel truly free? I don't have the answers yet, but I believe that one day I will. Until then, I will keep moving forward, one step at a time, knowing that my journey is far from over.